Yo, welcome to Warhammered. I'm Rich.
Joe.
Now, here's the crack. People have been asking for more painting videos, army showcase videos and stuff like that, but a few other people have been asking me as well, maybe to see a little bit more of the lads on the channel and chat about their hobby and stuff like that, so I thought I'll do that and I'll combine it. So instead of it being one of my armies, I asked Joe if he would bring his Chaos Space Marines on, and then you've also done another army for me, and then there's another army that you're working on, a secret one, which we'll talk about at the end. So I thought, we'll do this video, we'll go over Joe's army, show off his models, because his models are sick, you're a really good painter, and another thing that's good about you is that you paint different to me as well.
Very different, yeah.
So people can see like the different styles of how people can paint the models as well. So I'll put it to you now, Joe. We've got your Chaos Space Marine sat in front of us, but as well as your two other armies. But first question for you is, why did you start collecting Chaos Space Marines in the first place?
Just that dark, twisted, like demonic side of them. Also as well, just the potential of kit bashing. I've always just been attracted to that. As soon as I see any Chaos model that comes out, I always think I could kit bash that into something for my army.
Yes.
But I think you can't really do that as much with Space Marines. Yeah, you can, but I find that's way cooler for Chaos Space Marines, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much anything that's got horns, wings,
anything.
Any utensils.
Just slap them together, and then you can be like, that's a Chaos Lord.
Yes.
And, you know what I mean?
And you've done a lot of that in this army,
haven't you?
And didn't you also start them because your son Jesse also...
So basically we were driving down here 19, and he was just like, I was trying, like if there's any dads out there trying to get their sons in the Warhammer, which is like every dad's dream, I was just kind of trying to like manipulate them, show them pictures of like armies, you know, like how cool are them guys? And he actually...
Wild driving.
Well, no, yeah. Actually, he had the phone on his lap, and he was on it, and I was going like, look, what do you think of him? And he actually seen Abaddon, and he was like, whoa, like, I love him. So originally, I was like, right, I'll get like, I think it was like the first purchase for him was like 5 Terminators, Abaddon. I think that was about it. And I originally painted them Black Legion. Like the the pictures on the GW website.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just like lost a bit of interest. So this is why the colour scheme kind of comes
well, that was my second question for you. It's like, why have you gone for the red scheme?
Well, basically it was just, I was showing Jesse, like legions, you know, what do you call them?
Legions,
Legions,
Or, you know, renegades, legions, whichever
renegades, and he's seen the Red Corsairs, and I thought, well, I've got Abaddon. But I thought, well, I'll just paint them Red Corsairs colours, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah.
So it kind of started off as like something for my son. And then it's obviously he's 11-year-old, so he's obviously now more into like Rocket League and Fortnite. And then I just kind of adopted it.
You know, you need more tactile hobbies. More tactile hobbies are better, aren't they? Building things, making things.
Well, I've tried to push him. He's come here before in our games. Obviously, remember that ended in a bit of a disaster, didn't it?
Yeah. Where we had to just let him kill everything.
But so I've kind of just like adopted it now, and then I've just kind of just expanded from the units that I bought him.
Well, that's one of the things though, like when it comes to like why people start armies, it's not always just as simple as like, oh, I want to win games, or like for me, I've started armies purely because I like one colour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. My Stormcast army there, I started that army because I like that blue. That's it. I like that colour blue, and I started the whole army.
That's a better reason to start an army.
Yeah.
Rather than like, so for me, I'm like, you must have watched our games. I'm not like very savvy when it comes to playing. I'm like kind of basically charge in and kill everything, or charge in and die. There's that's only two options the way I play. So Warhammer for me is about the models and painting. 10% of it is playing. So a lot of my lists have been built around models that I like the look of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I enjoy playing that. I'd rather play with an army that looks mint and lose every game than an army that looks terrible and old models that I don't look like. I'm not attracted to. I don't like the look of them and win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's same as like sometimes you'd start an army based off lore, but like then you've got your son likes the models and stuff like that. So there's loads and loads of reasons why you pick something up, and then maybe you learn another aspect that you like about after the fact. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, there's a Stormcast a good example for me because I started them because of the blue, and then I read the lore, and I was like, oh, that's class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's actually good. Obviously, we'll talk about a project I'm working on, but as I've jumped into audiobooks with this army that I'm working on, I've actually discovered that I really like them more. And like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just like recently listening to audiobooks. I was like, wow, these are so cool. Where before I had like I thought they were not as like, I don't know, like the characters weren't as deep. Do you know what I mean? But the audiobooks have just made them shine. I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I'm starting this army now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then so my next question, when it comes to in general about your army and your painting, is how do you paint your models as like a sort of general overview? How do you prep and then how do you paint? Because it's different to what I do.
I think you paint like very like GW standard, don't you? You base everything, don't you? And then wash and then highlight.
Yeah, I'm very much a base coat, wash, shade, highlight, that type of thing. But you do slightly different.
I do everything more airbrush. So like straight away when I like, so everything like everything comes from the base, obviously. Do you know what I mean? So I'll start with like a black base on most of my schemes, depending on what army, and I'll do like a Cynthia highlight with whites, and I'll use a lot of inks. So I'll create tones and shades through base colours using inks over Cynthia highlights.
Yeah.
I find doing that, like most of my armies, I tend to do that because I think if once you can get like nailed down a decent base, you can just take your time with like the trim. Like for example, in the Chaos, the trim is very basic. It's just black contrast, dark reaper, and a bit of Thunderhawk blue. And I don't want to spend like too long doing washes on trim and stuff like that. I get bored. I like to try and blast out as much as I can, and then I can focus on like fun stuff like OSL, bit of skin tones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I find that's just a bit
that's
more
one.
enjoyable.
That's one of the things about airbrushing, is that sometimes you can make the colours so vibrant and pop that sometimes the other parts don't necessarily need to be worked on as much because you've made such a like an eye-catching colour on the model. Yeah, it's like, but then the way that I am when I get in close, I'm like, oh no, I couldn't leave that like that. Do you know what I mean? That's how the difference with how I paint. I get like I don't know, like I need to get every single part painted.
Yeah, I'm like, if the back guy, like if I have a character and his heel isn't painted or highlighted, I'm thinking, well, that's just his heel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or his shin, I'm thinking, because the way I see the light, it's going to be like coming down on like his upper chest face. That's like my focal point for like the way I paint. So actually we spun like pretty much all this army around, like just be black guy, like no work whatsoever. It looked like it wasn't painted, and you just spin it around. It's like absolutely glad.
Like when you see when Homer Simpson's all ripped, when he's got loads of pegs on his back on his flab.
But as I'm like, obviously, like when I first started like painting, I think like I'm starting to discover as I've been painting longer that you don't have to. Like there's characters in here that have way more highlight on the black trim, and there's characters in here that have very basic trim highlight, and on the table you probably couldn't tell much of the difference. So I tend to save. I try to save painting time. Being married with 2 kids, if I can avoid doing extra quarter layer, like a touch, like I'll avoid it. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not entirely that bad. Like I'll shade up from the bottom. And like I think I put in my comment section the other day just to help you with Chaos trim. If you heavily weather up the bottom of Chaos Spaceman, like 20% up from his heel, you don't have to highlight it anymore. So you've saved yourself 20% of the model. Doesn't need to be like highlighted and all that sort of stuff.
But that's what like if I do like a mud base, like these fallen guys, like if with this pigment, Valero pigment I've used, if I just like these guys are a bit more like detailed, but like I've got some like jump pack intercessors to do. I'm just going to cover them in loads of muck as I be jumping around and getting splashed and dust coming up on them, because I don't really want to spend as much time painting them. So I'll like cop out from doing highlights by using weathering on the heels and that, you know.
Right. Sound?
I think you were using this bit.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Right. Now, gone over it in general. Now we'll go over the units that you've got in your army, and then like, obviously, like I was saying, we'll have it going up on close on the models, and you can talk about it. So, as we do in our normal, we do the army videos on the battle reports. We'll just go through you start with Chaos Space Marines. We'll do it like we normally do. So we'll start with like your characters. So tell you what, we'll start because he's right in front of me.
Aye. With your Demon Prince.
Your Demon Prince.
Aye. What do you want to know?
Well,
Thrax Ascended.
Oh, that's Thrax Ascended, isn't it? So we ended up doing like a bit of lore, didn't we? Where
we named them, didn't it? Someone commented on one of the videos, didn't he?
yeah, but I love doing that. Having you guys come in name suggestions because I did my Chaos Space. That's my Death Guard Sorcerer Lord and Terminator armor. Basically, I've named him, but his name is like picked out from like 3 commenters. You know what I mean? So I took a bit from each one.
So someone's calling the Thrax the Butcher Bastion or something.
That's right.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Obviously I built this guy. I didn't like the original armour. There's this guy on Instagram now, I'm on his Patreon. I never can pronounce his Instagram.
It's called Eliminastrata.
Something like that. Anyway, but if he's into Warhammer paint, you'll know who he is. All his models are he's unbelievable. He's absolutely class.
Makes me sick.
It's too good. There's nothing more. My Instagram is like beating my painting skills down at the minute with the amount of like amazing work that's on there. So I just like kind of like changed his chest piece a bit and I put this like the cable in because I want them to be like bare chested. Obviously ran flexing, I like smashed chest for days. And then we have striations, man.
Oh, no.
Beast.
You talking about me or
But yeah, so I did what obviously I wanted them to match with reds. So I hired in some skin tones. I did like airbrush like I did, but I didn't do it Cynthia on this. I started with like dark reds and then I built up the reds because I was just kind of winging it as I went. Do you know what I mean? With these models, I've never like painted the Demon Prince before. Now I was just like kind of winging it. I want them to look a little different, as if he's just like stepped out the warp. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can tell that you follow that Eliminus. I'm just going to call it Eliminastrata. I don't even know if that's his name, but I can tell that you follow him because of like how.
Yeah, his paint style is unreal.
Yeah, and you've done like the big glowy, super glowy.
Demon sword,
which reminds me, I don't know if you've ever like seen but Warcraft, but it reminds me of like Illidan Stormrage. He's got like his weapon looks almost exactly the same. He looks almost exactly the same.
It is a cool. Yeah. It's also
very
modern.
Looks very Warcrafty.
It does. I don't even know if he painted his sword like that. The guy on that Instagram thing, he did like all the runes glowy.
Yeah.
But I think I just copped out.
But yours looks like it's like. It looks like he switches it on and
it's almost flicked it.
It's like a lightsaber or something, and then it comes out of like the hilt.
It's a cool model, like.
Is that green? I know you've started using those AK colours. Is that AK?
No, well this was before I signed up to like that lad's Patreon. So these ones were Valero colours I used. This was kind of like just like building up glazes. This is when I was like, when I painted this, I was kind of like discovering how to do like OSL, do you know what I mean? Where now I use like more floral paints to get it like, if you compare it like that, like Belial, Kickbash, like the difference, you know, the glow. But I still think it come out quite well. I kind of just started like dark greens and just built it up with glazes, and then it come out alright.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
But that's him. I try and run him as much as I can, purely just because he looks cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick another one?
Yeah, tell you what, speaking of cool, we'll go for your main man, Abaddon.
How are them? Abaddon. I haven't really done anything. Do you know what I'm looking to do with this guy? Buy him again, because this was like the first guy I did in this scheme.
Yeah, I remember you started with Abaddon. You have a tendency to do that, to start like the main thing. And I always try to like rein your excitedness in. Start, like, do a Chaos Space with do Abaddon
straight away.
Tester.
This is the first guy I did, and I think like I look at him, I think I could probably paint him better now. But being honest, I would like to like almost like kit bash me own, like War Master type guy. I'll play him as Abaddon in the game.
Yes, yeah.
But do me own because like I've seen some like Iron Warriors for Traitor.
Yeah.
I've seen people doing like type of kit bashes with using the Abaddon.
Yes.
Like legs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And, like,
that's the reason. That's the reason why if anyone follows my Iron Warriors, that's why I haven't done it because so many people have done
such a good job.
So many cool like Chaos Lords.
I've seen like ones with like a jetpack on his back.
Like, that Demon Prince.
Demon Prince one. Like I'm sure it was like Abaddon base with like.
It was. And it had like a big turbine.
Turbine on the back. It looked absolutely sick. So like he's cool though. Like
it's cool to see him in a different colour scheme.
Like I think the colour scheme worked out well. I would if I was going to do it again now, I would kick bash him. I'd hoist some like demon parts on him and all that, and then just like not call him Abaddon. Use Abaddon's data sheet, but rename him. Get the guys in the comments to rename him.
A good one.
But he did absolutely terrible in my last game, so I'm probably going to stamp on him soon if he does that game. It was absolutely terrible, wasn't he?
If you know, you know what happened.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you've talked about Frax Ascended.
You had your hand in this guy, didn't you? A lot, well, obviously you'll see in the close-ups, Richie, I got him off eBay, didn't I? What was it, Leviathan? Is that what you call it?
Yeah. He's Leviathan captain.
And then I thought, and I remember I said to you, I was going to try and do some kit bashing. And I just couldn't together with like a load of parts. I think this is like the spikes I got on the back of the Demon Prince.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then like, the sword was like, I think that chain sword is off Lord Ivacardus, is that what you call him?
Yeah.
And then like some of the skulls were just like probably off some Jakari parts I had like kicking about. And then I remember painting them and you were saying, oh, like, do this cracks and all that. I got a lot of good positive feedback on like Facebook groups with him.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
that's right.
You were doing the runes on his chest, and I was like saying to you, like, do a little bit more highlighting on the tops just to make the runes look a bit deeper.
Yeah.
Because when you do runes on the bottom, when you do like when you're painting like scratches or like things carved into things, you highlight below it. That's
how you cut in.
Yeah, so the light would cut in and then the light would hit and it would hit the bit that's like dug out, so that's how you highlight scratches and things like that. You highlight the bottom part of it, so you did a black line, you would do the highlight line below it and then it would look deeper.
It come out well.
That's what you've done on the
come out really well. I like him, he's a pretty cool model.
And obviously we come up with some really cool lore for him where he was like a psycho Chaos Space Marine captain who just went
absolutely. This is apparently obviously when we're playing with games, the lore was that like this was Thrax originally, and he's earned that title, a butcher, and then like obviously when next game is like he's been granted like chaos powers, and then this was Thrax Ascended. You know what I mean?
That's class though, isn't it? Like
it makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just makes like because you could just like I could just be like, oh yeah, he's a like Terminator captain. Do you know what I mean? And then be like, oh yeah, this is just like a Hellbrute thing or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But like if I actually come up with like some backstories for the channel, it makes it just a little bit more fun.
Yeah, there's a bit of a rivalry between.
Who does one of morphine called Frank? But since I grabbed him, shall we talk about this guy? It was like kit bash, wild ages gone.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is just a redemption, and there's not much else to see. What do we normally play on now as? It's like a Legends model, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, last time we struggled to find the rules for it, so we ended up using him as a Chaos Knight, didn't we?
We did. The smaller one. That's right.
Yeah, we used him as a War Dog, and but. Like you said at the start, you love doing your kit bash.
I just love, the stuff that's not meant to be chaos. I like making it chaos.
I like the big Drakari blade on his.
Just glued it on.
Yeah.
It looks bad. The chains, I love the chains I got off eBay were just like a little touch. You know, if anyone wants like any kit bash and stuff, buy Jakari stuff because like the amount of skulls and like blades and sharp things that you can take and put onto chaos is so like these little things.
The Demon Prince mod kit as well.
Yeah, it's
the amount of stuff you have left over from the Demon Prince. Because you get like five heads, 2 sets of armour, wings or a backpack, or 2 backpacks. Yeah, he's got claws, but he's got 2 different weapons or more. So you end up with so much stuff left over from a Demon Prince.
Yeah.
To alter other things. They're great.
Yeah. I can't remember what I played him in 9th, what I used to do. But I had him just sitting. I remember I bought 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, so I used 1 for the Salamanders.
Yeah.
And I never got around to painting the second one, so that's how I just ended up being like looking up, being like, I'm just going.
And it looks cool. You've done the glowy, but I think as we see as we go into like the demons, and then you fall and you see how you've progressed your painting from doing the glow. Yeah,
100%. I think it's like I think at the minute my like go-to is like having like mention at the end, but this next project I'm working on, I like try and like get as much done as I can. I think you can paint a model pretty like average, but you have some good OSL in and good lighting and make the model like pop. So then that'll take the focus anyway. So you can like almost like not really care as much about like the little details. Do you know what I mean? Just like high wash on them, just like that'll do.
So as far as characters go, you've got 2 more characters there.
I've got Skull Reaper. Which is just basically a Master Executions with that head was out the kill team, I think it was. No. Yeah, it was the kill team.
Yeah.
The Legionnaire kill team.
Does anybody like the head that comes with the Master of Executions?
No, it's disgusting.
It looks like he's got like a carrier bag on his head or something, doesn't he? He looks like a tramp.
Crap.
Looks like he'd be outside of a Greg's asking you for money or
But
something.
you know, I don't like. I think the model is like it's kind of cool, but it needs like. Now I've done I feel like at the minute every time I look at these models, I think I'll change something. I'll put like another axe.
I don't think I've ever seen a character converted so many, like kit bashed so many times as a Master of
Yeah, I know.
Mine's kit bashed,
Yeah.
and then Andy, he's doing Night Lords, and his is made out of Fabius bile.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
you know, like he's got this cloak of skin.
Yeah.
So and then he's given him an eviscerator.
Yeah.
So he's got like a guy with a cloak. It's not even a cloak. It's like a full like bloody surgeon's outfit made of skin. But it fits really well for Night Lords.
Yeah, yeah. I just think he's not particularly dynamic, is he? As like a character.
But what we have done though,
it looks good though.
What we have done, which is cool, is that he's got one of the helmets of my chapter on his trophy rack. Yeah, my Aurora Legion, who are
also Sam's done that now.
Hey, yeah, Sam on Daily Dice has now done it as well. He's probably good my space. He's never winning again.
On this character as well, like he's got the same.
Yeah, so this is like full kit bash. This
is like full kit bash. So yeah, if you've got like an army and you want some dead space marines on the base and you're unsure what to use, Aurora
just paint them silver and green.
Just tag Richie in the pictures and everyone just have like dead Aurora Legion.
Make it a thing.
But this guy was Khorne Berserker. I bought like some Khorne Berserkers purely just for like kit bashing. I make some chosen.
So did I.
Yeah, pretty much. So like this guy's got like two possessed arms, and then he's got like the body of a Khorne Berserker. But I just kind of went for like that, like stomping, like like pose with his legs. I want the models because if you actually look at Khorne Berserkers, the way they're running and moving is so cool.
Yeah.
I find like a lot of characters are in like a bit of a like slow down position.
Static.
Where like static, that's a word. Where like Khorne Berserkers are flying through the air. You know what I mean? Like some of them are just absolute class.
It's because Khorne Berserkers are always 10 to 11, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Sprint.
Yeah,
100%. So I did like some possessed parts on that, and I really enjoyed painting.
And you just use him as whatever you feel like as well.
Yeah. I think that's like
he's a character. What is he? He's maybe a Chaos Lord one day.
I think we'll play him as a Master Possessions and that.
We've had him as a Master Possession as well.
It could be
fits for both.
Or if I just wanted to if I didn't have room for like another character, I would just hire him in as a chosen. He'd just be like a badass chosen. Like,
another possessed if you like, couldn't he?
Another possessed.
Works for anything. He looks. And again, the green and the red pops really.
Yeah,
well.
It does.
It's good. It's a good spot colour as well. You got like the tentacle, you got the helmet, and then you got the marine.
It's all like come together.
It's good to like frame the model. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, very particular about that, Richie. About like
I am when it comes to if you know about like doing spot colours and creating like either like a triangle or a diamond on models. That's always been my biggest beef with Abaddon. Because Abaddon always holds his sword out to the side, so everyone always paints it in like a mad colour. But when you like look at the model, your eye gets drawn away from the model to like his sword instead of looking at him in frame.
And then if you notice like ones where they've painted them, like some like Instagram people out there, they'll do like the helmet glow. Like Abaddon, what a difference is it's like it's sent as the model, doesn't it?
Yes, like it means you've got to downplay the sword a little bit.
100%. I don't actually was it Drakian or something like that sort of?
Drakian,
I don't like maybe controversial because like people love that sword, but I actually don't like the colours of it on the GW.
The
blues and the greens, I don't like them.
I
think like the only reason I went for a purple and stuff on that is because I just stripped it, and a lot of the detail was lost in the sword. But if I was like going to buy a brand new one, I'd probably go for like magentas and pinks and stuff.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because.
But then if you did that would do the thing that I was saying, where you would draw your eye to the sword. So then I would be like, right, well, you probably should do something with claw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're trying to bring it back. And then
I would definitely try that glow in the helmet. That was something I was thinking about doing with a fallen. But then I just thought it's just going to be like so, like the way you've got to do it is like airbrush it with the head off, and then like, and I thought when you do like one guy, you're gonna have to do them all. You can't just have like one character with a glowing helmet.
Yeah. And
then the rest of them are just like no lights on, like no LEDs fitted. Do you know what I mean? So like I had to do it. Like I was gonna like I just pied it in the end, but I think like Abaddon, if I was going to do him again, I think he would be able to like you could get away with him having the glow, the class, because there's loads of the artwork as well. He has like that glowing red, doesn't he? On his chin, it looks absolutely sick.
Yeah. like Horus in the Heresy
Yeah,
trailer.
yeah. That's class.
Yeah, looks sick. So that's we've talked about all of your characters, kind of. We've got a cool little renegade to talk about in a second, but now you've got your vehicles. You've talked about your evil redemptor, unredempted, and then you've got Frank, you've got the dreaded Vindicator, who's marked for death. He's getting it. Sick of Vindicators. I'm sure we all are. But yeah, I think they really show off what you can do with your, especially on your Rhino chassis.
Yes.
What you can do with an airbrush.
Airbrush,
Yeah.
You can do. I think you can make it look. I think troops and that. Chaos actually not so much because there's that much trim. But some of the new stuff I'm working on, it really pops. You can really get it to look quite.
Well, you do like a lot of scratchy stuff, don't you?
I love like weathering.
And when you build up the colour with an airbrush, that sort of like gives you an area to do more scratchy bits in.
Yeah, 100%.
So you can go, right, that's nice and scratchy bits, and the other bit that's dark, you sort of leave that if you like, and maybe build up a bit of weathering in that point.
I like to tie in, so if I have like a darker red going into like a nicer red, I'll bring like light red scratches down towards the darker red tones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I'm highlighting, I'll bring these scratches down, so it gives like that little that nice little pop of red through the scratches, and it's much more noticeable. It makes the scratches look a bit deeper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I find that obviously I wish I had more tanks for this scheme, because I feel like the reds just pop. It looks like they almost don't match, even though they are kind of the same colour. Do you know what I mean?
It's because
it's so bright and there's not as much trim.
It's because they don't have as much trim.
Yeah, it looks super bright compared to the rest of them, where obviously the same colours have been used on Frank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he looks so much darker.
Frank the Mauler fee.
Frank, who's just Richie killed Frank last game, didn't you?
And he's called Frank why?
Because my dog's called Frank, and he was named after Frank, a dog, obviously. So he's a mid model though. You don't own one of these models, you should do. It's look how cool it is.
And he's another one that's class for having bits left over.
Yeah.
I used the big tentacles to make a crazy gribbly weapon for my Chaos Knight. But they look great. And what I was going to say when you were saying you wish you had more vehicles, that's kind of when I did the channel. Before I did the channel, what I always used to like to do anyway was set up games with my mates. And then I'll be like, right, I'll give you a game in 3 weeks or whatever it is. And I'll be like, right, I'm having a game with that army against Joe. I'll get a unit painted. So that's what I do now on the channel. It's good to change up the armies just for people watching, but it's also good for us because people get new units painted
in a time frame.
Yeah.
So let's get it done.
So instead of thinking I need to paint the full armies, it's like, you've got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. Maybe you're going to be giving us a game. You might think, well, you know what it is. I'll get a new Chaos Space Marine unit painted up, and you might think, well, you know what, I have got a tank sitting about. It's half done, I'll get it done for that game. Then it's good, then you've got it done, you have something new to show off, and it's done for that game, and it's a good little...
And the good thing about that is normally, because it's a brand new unit, Richie will destroy it.
I won't. Oh, my dice rolling.
Didn't you do that with the Rhino? The Chosen? I'm sure I've painted this for that game. I'm sure I was painting the lights or something.
If you want top tactical tips for how to kill a Rhino, turn 1, come to me. I'll show you how to do it.
I was like, what I'm going to do, Rich, is I want to put this yarn and I can really try it. First time using that Renegade Raiders, I was like, I'll put my Chosen in, and I do that advanced charge thing. I've never done it before. And Richie's like, yeah, sick. I was like, wicked. Turn 1, just kills it. I was like, I guess that's good. Keep proper excited and all that. Then we've chosen this at the foot slug and all that.
So, well, speaking of your Chosen, tell you what we'll do now. We'll go over all of your Chaos Space Marines, because like you say, when it comes to how you paint your Chaos Space Marines, you're very much on the sort of focusing on the sort of, what's the word, the spockles, the focal point of the model line. Because it helps you get the models done. Yeah. And it's effective, and especially when you combine that with the airbrush effects and stuff like that.
Yeah. I tend to do what I love about Chaos is that especially with the infantry, is you can obviously I blast the armour and the trim's done, and then I like to focus on the skin tone. So when Richie does the close up, you'll see these guys. Jesse, my son, although he doesn't play as much, he still loves the Chaos Guards. He's got like a big poster in his bedroom, which is like Slash, Nurgle, Tzitzit, and who one is it? Khorne.
Yeah.
So like when I painted these, I was like, alright, I'm gonna paint like I'm gonna do like each guard. So that's why I've got like a blue one for like Tzitzit and all that, and it makes it just like it went from making like these models that I could just be like, oh, skin tones, you know, like pinks and stuff like that. I made it like way more enjoyable. And I was like, wow, like these Nurgle colours, like, you know, just like having a play. And I was like, I thought they come out really well. And I do that like throughout like me chosen as well. Like I'll have some guys where like they've got more like black skin. This guy's got like a Nurgle head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like this guy's like rocking like painted purple nails. Do you know what I mean? But I think like the work, that's the beauty of like the infantry, is you can get away with like doing skin tones.
Yeah,
like that,
and
you know?
having your army be like chaos undivided doesn't necessarily mean that they worship all gods equally. It just sort of means that your army has got a good representation
of all the gods,
of chaos space marines who all worship different ways, but they all work together as well. Do you know what I mean?
Like he could be, like I'm sure when I was listening, I'm sure it was Black Legion or some one audiobooks. I'm sure it was like a guy who was like Nurgle, like drooling and stuff like that, and there's like another guy who's like still got his wits. Do you know what I mean? He's still like fully with it. I can't remember what audiobook it was I was listening to, but like that dynamic must like happen in the 40k universe where you have guys who are like a bit more like cursed.
100%. In the book Storm of Iron, which you have, if you haven't read yet, you need to read, and you all need to read as well. In the book Storm of Iron, 3 grand companies of Iron Warriors attack this citadel, and one of the grand companies is led by a guy, a chaos spaceman called Kroger, and his whole grand company all worship Khorne. So they're essentially all Khorne berserkers for the most part. So they're all just basically a bunch of maniacs, and he's the main maniac of the bunch. And it turns out that he's not possessed by a bloodthirster. His power armor is.
Oh, right.
He wears a suit of possessed power armor, which is and throughout the book he has like this woman who's his slave, and he makes her clean his power armor outside of battles, and eventually over the book the possessed suit of armour convinces her to put it on. So she then puts his power armour on, and then it possesses her, and he turns back up into like the bunker, and he gets chopped down by his own power armour. Class.
I love the stories, man. Like, do you know what it is? Like, obviously, like Richie's been in this way longer than me in terms of Warhammer. Probably like a lot of you who's watching, like you've seen, like I'm probably like still like a newbie. I'm still like learning a lot about the 40k universe. I've read like a lot of Horus Heresy books and stuff like that, but still like learning all the time about like this like vast 40k universe and stuff that's going on. And I love like learning like stories like that you tell us. Do you know what I mean? And like picking up what actually goes on. You just think, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always like a story that I listen to and it makes us want to buy like a miniature and like replicate that person. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I just listened to the Infinite and Defined for the first time.
Is that the one with the
Trazen? Well, I never heard that, and I never like read it or listened to the audiobook, and then like I was like, when I listened to that, and I was like, oh, this is unreal. How hilarious is that book? It's absolutely class.
I've never read it.
It's so funny.
I know that he's like basically like the collector from Guardians of the Galaxy.
He gets everything, but like his persona and all that. I was like, wow, like that's absolutely class. Like so, like he has me thinking like they were just like I don't know, like
no personality.
I thought there was just no personality. I literally saw they were just walking around, just like
that was
nothing about.
That was one of the big changes with Necrons. They brought Necrons out and they had a little bit of a sort of like automaton vibe to them, and they were like no personality, and everything was about the Catan, and everyone was a bit sort of like. I remember when it first came out, everyone was like, "Oh, this Catan did this Catan's doing that, Catan," and I think Games Workshop realised they're like, "Oh, hang on, all people talk about here is Catan all the time, Catan stories, Catan this," and then they were like, then they changed the law to be the Necron to be the dominant force instead in that relationship. So the Catan were then captured by them, and they were broken into shards, and the shards were used by the Necrons, and then they were like, he is the dynasties, he's the characteristics. Because Chaos in Warhammer, armies have personalities more so than just characters themselves. If you look at a Space Wolf, you know that his personality will be different to a Blood Angel, to a Ghost Marine. Do you know what I mean? They'll have their own individual personalities, but as a whole, they'll have their own personality that fits the theme, which is why you then tend to lean into different ones that maybe sort of fit your personality.
It just goes to show, though, like the Necrons. It goes to show, like obviously, like when you're like Tau, for example. I don't know anything about Tau at all. But my brother started getting some, he was telling us some like backstories and all that straight away. It makes like these crisis suits. What's that guy? Farsight, Commander Farsight.
Yeah.
Apparently he's like some badass, like, and he's pretty cool. My brother's telling us some book he's listening to him. And I was like,
Right,
oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he sounds
Still a towel, though.
still a towel. You know? I'm not
Yeah,
getting it.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
buying them.
And how's that depth perception? Yeah.
But I still think like that, like when you hear a backstory and then you look at the model, you think actually, to be fair, like I could like make him look like battle damage and make him look like he's actually just ripped like a nid in half and that. You know, and it makes like a model which is like quite basic to me.
Let me know if Joe should paint up a Commander Farsight. Do his blade all glowy and that.
Well, apparently that blade is like a demon weapon or something. You tell us.
It's a bit naughty.
Apparently, I don't know, but like stuff like that, I'm like, wicked. That sounds cool. Like, you know what I mean? It makes the models like seem like way. Like I'm like, all right, now I kind of want to buy him. Do you know what I mean?
He's sick, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds way cooler. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, so there's only really one unit left in your Chaos Space Marines to sort of talk about, and that's the human side. You're cultists. You're lost in the damned.
Yeah.
But I know that you love painting skin.
Yeah.
So you probably loved painting the Ogren Enforcer.
That did I. Yeah, did I.
It's such a cool model.
When I did these, I thought like, because I originally did. I think you gave me them cultists, didn't you? I was painting them red, and I was just like, yeah, they're just cultists sound.
Yeah.
But with these guys, I bought like the kill team, and then I wanted to run like different like skin tones. So I thought, well, they could just like show their allegiance by like you know wrapping like a red bit of bandage around the arm or something. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not worthy of like rocking the full red. They're just like, you know, stupid cultists. You know what I mean? They're not getting like the
Master, I did a red bandage. Are you proud?
But I actually really enjoyed I enjoyed painting these. They were cool. This guy, yeah, I absolutely loved. I think he's such a cool model. I wish you could get like a unit of like 3 or 4 of them, like 3 or 5 or something like that, and like have different poses because it's so cool.
Well, we are so close to having a Lost in the Damned, just codex of its own.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you've now got like I can't remember what it's called, the detachment in the Chaos Space Marine book, which is all about them.
Oh, it is.
And there's so many units now. You got the Beastmen, you got the Cabal leaders.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you've got the mutants with like what they call the Torments.
Aye.
You got Traitor Guard. The Traitor Guard kit has got tons of bits in as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You can make loads of stuff from them.
I think these kits
You've got the Enforcers. They're so close to having an actual like.
Yeah.
All it needs is just a bit of armour. Do you know what I mean? Like that's. I'm bringing it up. The secret level episode of have you seen it?
Yes,
they've got the
tank charging at
the so there's cultists, they're getting battered. They've got bikers, and then they've got some sort of buggy thing.
Yeah.
Just like
imagine that. Imagine I was in Gene Steelers have like the motorbikes.
Yeah.
But like these guys on the cultists and stuff.
All they need to do is a few extra vehicles or whatever. Like,
they'll need more vehicles.
Like sort of NAF, you know. Ex-Imperial Guard or PDF units. Because I like the idea that the traitors and all that are like rubbish.
Yeah.
You know, like at the end of like an Avengers film where like the Avengers just get beat up plebs. You know what I mean? To show how cool they are. That's like how I imagine like taking cultists and stuff.
Right.
I want them to get battered. So like the other people, like the Space Marines, can look super cool and heroic while they like just batter like useless cultists.
But then in the game you would need you'd bring like 500 models.
Yeah. But then they'd get to like the Ogren and have a bit of a stew on with it.
You'd have like a funeral pain and a bit of an input.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but that's one of the like, as well as like Dark Admech and stuff like that. I think like have a full like Lost in the Damned army.
We need more tanks, wouldn't there?
Definitely.
I would want to feel like I'm not an Imperial God player, but like I love when you see like the battle reports on YouTube and it's just like a guy just brings like 8 tanks. I don't know any of the rules and all that, but I just love the look of it. I just love the army looks insane. The Robo Dawn tanks, and then they've got like the guys with like the mortars and stuff like that. I think they look awesome. I'd want if I was going to do it Lost in the Damned, I'd want tanks with spikes all over them, like a Baneblade version of a tank. Do you know what I mean? That's what you would want.
Well, I've got a bit of Chaos Baneblade in my Iron Warriors, and I've actually had a cool idea to use it in my next game.
Are you going to play it?
I'm not going to use it in the game. I'm going to use it as like a focal point for the narrative. I'm going to have it like a dug. I'm going to have it like dug in. So they're built around it, and it's like firing, imagine like firing past the battlefield at something, and then like they're trying to take it out, and like warriors have got to defend the fellhammer that's like besieging somewhere, you know what I mean, like blowing a wall up or whatever, or like shooting at something major. And I thought,
bit like the Stomper game, the Stomper.
Yeah, basically like that. Yeah, you like the Stomper game, where you were trying to sabotage the Stomper before it got finished.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like trying to like charge in and take out a dug-in like emplacement, which is like the book Storm of Iron, where a bunch of Imperial Fists. I almost started Imperial Fists because of Storm of Iron, because of how cool the Imperial Fists are. You need to read that book, mate. It's so good. It's so good.
By the way, when Richie's talking about terrain, obviously I know a lot of people comment on his terrain because his terrain is fantastic. So just comment on him being like, get a video done of painting terrain, like now, because I've been trying to like hound them, saying like you need to be like painting terrain and showing people how you paint terrain, because I think
I will. I'm working on a terrain project which I showed you the other day,
which just looks insane.
But I'm trying to do it in secret, so then I can be like, bang, full like terrain set done outside of all my battle reports. Well, to be fair, you've seen little hints of it that I've like put like little bits, like little Easter eggs, like little pieces of the terrain in other battle reports. But I'm working on a full set from, full 6x4 board, fully modular terrain set. But I'm waiting until it's all done.
It will look insane.
And then I'm like, I hump this. But then I'll do a video showing the full thing, and then after
promised me as well that I get to play on it first as well. That's he has, yeah. So if he doesn't let me promise to play on it first,
did I?
Then
well, you heard it here first, folks. Right, Khorne Daemons.
I like to mention, I like to make people aware that I'm not savvy in the game. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a good thing about Warhammer, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Warhammered.
Do you know what I mean, though? I'm not I don't class myself as a very savvy player because I can't be arsed to read all the codexes and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'll
happily just play someone and I don't know their army, and then they just go, oh yeah, by the way, I do that, and you're like,
yeah.
Right, no crap on.
And the amount of people that I've heard at work who have said to me, I know about Warhammer, but not enough. And they went, isn't there loads of rules and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, yeah, but then you could just be like me and just wing it, or play against someone who just tells you the rules.
Yeah, honestly, guys, I'm too close in with the rules.
As a unit white mate. But do you know what I mean? Though, I think that's it. I think that emphasising that point that you could just start playing some models and just turn up and just roll some dice. If you've got someone who knows crap, most people would cater to someone who doesn't have a clue.
Well, I do.
Do you know what I mean?
I do that with you anyway when you're here. Our last game, I made both of our army lists. You did an army list based off what I was sort of saying the gist should be, kind of thing, and then I made an army list that was sort of like a mirror. Yeah. So it's not like I went, oh yeah, you bring loads of infantry, Joe. Yeah, sound. Let's bring all my tanks.
Yeah.
Get stomped.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've just stat checked you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the best.
I did it. There was a guy. I'm sure I was in ninth. There was a lad who goes to my gym who wanted to play Death Guard, and I arranged a game with him. And it was I didn't really know Death Guard at the time. I think I might have asked you. I remember messaging you and being like, who can lead? Or it wasn't lead. It was who can attack? So whatever it was back then, it wasn't leading units, was it? Mm-hmm. And he had a game, but he seemed to have a good time, even though he didn't have a single clue, because he was like me. He was just buying models to paint. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So he's synergy in the army wasn't that great, but who cares? He got armies that he got models that he liked. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes that comes along once you've played a few more games. Sometimes, we were saying, reasons why you get models and reasons why you do this, that, and the other. Yeah. Sometimes it is the rules. Sometimes I have later on went, hang on, I'd like that unit to be able to do what I envision it being able to do, but they're not doing it. But if I attach this character or whatever, they'll do it. And I think, okay, maybe I wasn't the biggest fan of that model, but now I'm going to add it so I can have I'll have more fun on the tabletop.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, totally. Or that model, that unit will look a bit more if you're going to get a lot of potential out of it. And it wouldn't work with me if I really despised the model. But if I thought the model was okay looking, But then I found out I could use them a lot and they would be like pretty good. It'd make it more like, oh, actually, they might look a bit. At least I'll get to use them all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, a good example of that is I've noticed when I've been playing a lot of games of 40k lately, none of my armies have like an Overwatch threat.
Yeah.
So I like the Infernus Marine models, you know, the Space Marines with the flamers.
Yeah.
I like their models, and they're good as an Overwatch threat.
Yeah.
So like there you go. I've noticed I haven't got an Overwatch threat in my games, so I'm going to do the Flamer Space Marine, so I've got an Overwatch threat, and I get my models painted that I like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I got there that way around, do you know what I mean?
It's ideal for works like that, but it's like, obviously, what loot arts I'll just give you, I don't care how good they are, I'm not painting them.
No, they're showing their age, aren't they? Showing their age.
Aye.
Showing their age.
I just can't, like, for me, with the painting being such a massive aspect of Warhammer, I can't paint a model. Like, I want to build it and be like, oh, look at him, and like, he's so cool, put him on like cool base and that. I want to like be excited to paint them. But building like a model that looks naff, you just like, I would just probably do like the most basic paints.
Sacrifice.
You want to enjoy like the look of the models. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right, mate. So we've talked about Chaos Space Marines, amongst other things. Now there's a full Khorne Demon army here.
Aye.
What's the story behind that?
That was Rich forcing me time away from me marriage, my kids. I think I missed that.
I'm doing them a favour, aren't I? Right?
So in this like Warhammer HQ, like I think there's about just like 6 armies waiting to get painted at any given time, and like Age of Sigmar and everything. So Richie was just like, oh, by the way, can you paint me some Khorne? I was like, oh yeah, sound. He was like, yeah, like 2,000 points. Do you know, like?
No, what happened was you were like, oh, I'd like to use my Bloodthirster in the game.
Yeah.
But just before that, Games Workshop had changed the rules, so you couldn't you couldn't just take a Bloodthirster as an ally because you tournament players were ruining it for everybody by taking stupid lists. So Games Workshop had to change it, and they're like, oh, if you want a Bloodthirster, you're going to have to take some Bloodletters, and you want to bring your Bloodthirster, so they're red. Blue. So I was like, right. Then Dave, I started speaking to Dave, who comes on the channel. He was like, well, I've got some Bloodletters, mate, if you want them. So he's being sound, he'd give us some 10 Bloodletters. And I was like, right, there you go, you've got 10 Bloodletters, get them painted up, and then we'll have a game, and you can use your Bloodthirster, and you've got 10 Bloodletters. And then I was like, you know what, I'll go upstairs and I'll have a look, see if I've got any Khorne stuff upstairs in, like, my Dragon's Den of models. I've just given you a Necron army. I just had lying around there. But I went up there and I was like, oh, I've got a Khorne Demon army in my back bedroom, just sat there doing anything. I was like, you might as well do this while you're at it, mate.
So I did, that's it. That's how it manifested, didn't it?
Yeah, so it came from like one rule that GW changed, ended up turning into a full Khorne Demon army.
To be fair, out of all the armies I painted, that one, so like, Richie was like, let's like try and keep it basic. Like, because like, when you look at like these on the table, you wouldn't have thought that like, these are airbrushed and a bit more time taken, and then these are dry brush, and like just washes and that. And I think that just shows like how good dry brushing is when you get like the right colours.
Yes.
You can fly through an army. So that was kind of like what I did. You were like, let's just get them like looking pretty nice, and then I can get like the glows looking being like the focal point.
Yes.
Which is kind of what I did. I just kind of started with like Khorne red and Fistin red, and then Evil Sons. Evil Sons. I think that's the next one. Just built it up with dry brushing. And then I like the metals were quite simple washes.
The metals is another thing that you stole off that Instagram guy, isn't it? The whole like browns into metals.
Yeah. Well, he does like he does like a lot of his metals are like non-metallic metal sort of type things. Yeah. Which is sort of, like I haven't really done on the phone. I kind of like take if I like everyone was doing it, so like on Instagram like. They'll do like a little like diagram showing what colours they've used. So I'll be like, I'll take his airbrushing technique, but like I'll find a guy on Instagram who's got like, loads of followers. Yeah. And he'll have like a lush like metal type. So I don't know if anyone's done non-metallic metal, but like I'm not painting an army like that. It's way too long. I'd rather just like build up from like blacks and browns, and then up to like an Iron Warrior, so like Belcher. I always say that Belcher. I find out like it's just way quicker. Do you know what I mean? So like with the metals on there, that all I did with them was it was quite basic. Iron Warriors with like Agrax wash, more stickling with like Runefang and the back
Right,
over and stuff.
yeah.
And then I use this Valero Rust Wash, which is absolute class. I use it on all the metals.
Valero Rust Wash.
It's like a Valero. I can't remember which one it is. Like Dark Rust Wash.
Right.
By Valero. I've got a light one and a dark one, but I tend to just use a dark one. And that basically, I just like mix that with a bit of water, medium, to water it down, and then I just dab it on, and it seems to get like this nice orangey like hue to like the metals.
Yeah.
Just makes like a metal that's like silver go to like oranges and like browns mixed in.
Oh, right.
But that's only on.
I didn't know you used that.
Yeah, that's on these swords, yeah. So that's how I get like this like orangey colour. See?
Right. All right.
That nice little like that's that staining on the metals.
Right. Yeah. Staining's a good word. Yeah.
But what do you call them? Bulls? The bull things?
The juggernauts.
Yeah,
bulls.
Bulls, eh?
Metal on fire bulls.
Them, I like that technique was off that Ministratum.
We'll get his name right eventually.
And he basically just starts with like a Rhinox high base, or like I use like Colour Forge one, which is like a Rhinox high like
yeah.
And he hides like
Terrax Brown, I think it's
that's
called.
it, yeah. And he hides like Mournfang Brown and Scrag Brown.
Yeah.
Hides them on top, like all over, like watered down.
Yeah.
Like the model looks horrific. Like if you looked at it in that stage, you'd think, I've ruined this model. I've like watered down like browns everywhere, and then he just dry brushes over it with like Iron Warriors, and it just makes it look like this nice rusty brown. Super quick. I've used it on the orcs. Like I flew through like models of the orcs doing that technique. Do you know what I mean? It works a treat, and that's what I kind of did. But
and then just like on the Juggernauts and on the skull cannon, you build up the reds more to look like a glow.
A glow. I feel like that's what like with them you get like I can't imagine they're like maintenance quite well. Like they would be rusty as hell. Like look at them.
Well, yeah.
Like do you know what I mean? Like
God forbid what a Khorne stable looks like. Do you know what I mean? Like a bloodletter with a mop of skulls. Just want to kill.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So that's how I just come up with that scheme. I remember talking to you about it before painting them. You were like, yeah, just run that like rusty technique. Like we spoke about it before, didn't we?
Yeah, because it's quick, and then you do the glow effects. And in my opinion, like the skull cannon looks so much better than the official GW one, where it's got like a skin belly, and they were trying to like make it look like the fleshy bits are fleshy and then the metal bits are metally.
Yeah.
But you've done it where it sort of blends, and that's miles better, in my opinion.
I don't like a lot of like. I as a painter, I can't vibe with the GW super clean vibe. Me, like that super clean. Like these are like warriors, just like death, murder. Do you know what I mean? Especially Space Marines. Like, I they should have some battle damage.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So painting Khorne Daemons like in that super clean like look, it's just like. Well, first of all, I haven't got time or the patience to paint like it, like that style. Yeah. But I just don't think it makes sense.
No, but you've gone for a really cool, like, effective scheme, and then you've done, like, a little bit more extra work on the characters. You've got Skull Taker, you've got Taker of Skulls, which is the old Skull Taker, and then we've got because again, with bits left over, I made another Bloodmaster out of the one who's supposed to go, what's he called, like a Rend Master, goes on a skull throne, or whatever the hell it's called. He's on foot, so you've done a bit more on him. You've done like the purple veins.
I just out of boredom, like just to make it more interesting. I just painted I just thought, I did his sword. How's his sword? He's like that, isn't he? I can't remember.
He's got his armour.
His armour, I did his sword like purple, just because I wanted to, just to mix it up.
Yeah, sometimes I just want. Different.
When I paint, I just want to sometimes I get to the point where I just want to remove their colours away from us just for like a little bit, and then just bring some different
a literal palette cleanse.
Just like get rid of some reds and like metals. I want to just use a different colour just for this guy, and then I'll jump back and doing the same.
He's a character anyway, and he can he's got like enhancements and things like that.
Yeah,
sort of sense. He's got like a purple glowing sword.
So I did like his sword, and I thought almost like tribal like patterns on it. I mean, he's gonna have a look and see if you like. Oh, I think he come out cool. He's different. I think that's like the old models. Should be like. Playing with styles. No one says you have to paint them. You can paint them out pink if you want, or green. You know, the old models.
So I love it when people colour swap chaos.
That's mid. And I look blue.
Yeah,
like,
you've got blue. Everyone seems to love that model. Everyone always asks where he's from.
Yeah. Like I love like Siege Magnus. I think people paint him like blues and purples.
Yes.
And that's where I got like the inspiration from him. I was just like, look at that model. I thought I want to paint them colours, so I did, and he worked quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Also as well because I was going to have him like a part of the Rift Talons. I didn't want like red, and like I mean he works out alright, but I was like red skin and then like red armour. I thought it'd be like a bit bland, so that's why I went for the blues. And
so you've got the red armour that matches the armour of your Chaos Space.
Yeah.
And then you've got, but it's worked out well for the battle reports because you just say red or blue.
Yeah.
People know which, but they're talking about the Bloodthirst I painted, or the Bloodthirst you painted, but know which one's which. Then it's dead easy to like know which one you're on about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just did like patterns on that Khorne guy, patterns on his body, like as if like his powers run through him.
Yeah, you painted him ages ago as well, didn't you? You did really good job on like the glow on his face and the colours. And then all you did is you rebased him, didn't you, when you were doing all the rest of the demons? So his base sort of matched the rest of them. And then I went back and I rebased the Bloodthirster that I had to match into this army. And then obviously you did the big lad, the big Korgroth of Khorne.
Yes,
big massive lad, and I know that you were having a bit of a chew on and he kept rubbing the paint off his bum.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with these resin models, but I've been meaning to buy some latex gloves for about 3 years because like as I paint, I just must have the sweatiest hands. And I'll just be like, I see some people on Instagram painting, they've like got like nice holders, and I'm just like grabbing it and like rubbing stuff on. So I was like painting them, and I was like, yeah, mint, I'm painting them there, and and his arse was like there, like. I was like, oh. So originally it started like when I first did it, I was like doing some highlights.
Did all the striations.
I was doing some highlights, and then eventually I was just like at the dry brush. I was like, I'm just having some fisting red on. That'll do. You know, like, I was sick of repainting his arse, but done like 5 times. It was a cool model though. I think like stuff like that for the channel is mint. Like seeing models like that, and fun for me to paint as well.
Again, that was another model that I had just sat in the back bedroom. I was like, I've got a Forge World like 200 quid resin model just sat on a shelf, like. Paint me, master. Okay, fine, you can be a Chaos Knight because it's the same size as
I think it's class. Like painting them was like, I don't know if anyone airbrushes, but like you shine on the bigger models, you fly through models quite quickly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I would say, like painting him was way quicker than painting 10 bloodlines. 100%.
Especially if you plan out how you're going to paint him.
Yeah.
Or if I do that, like, especially like what I think is if you can get in and do like the bit underneath. So like an example would be like a Chaos Knight or an Imperial Knight. If you can get in and get this exoskeleton done, the underneath done, then you can focus on the outside.
Yeah.
If you do it the other way around, you're going to have a nightmare. You know, if you paint the outside armour plates, then you need to go in there and do the inside. You're just going to be like trying not to touch what you painted before, and you're going to be doing your own editing to try and get around it. So planning out your plan of attack of how you.
Knights are really good on it because obviously all these shoulder pads and everything, like you can leave them to the side, don't you?
Yeah.
Like the flawless horse or whatever the knights you did.
Yeah.
I did for my brother originally, but then you got the army and now you're running your knight. That's essentially what I did. I kind of just airbrushed the exoskeleton, and then I did the arm and the shoulder pads and everything. Everything was done, and the last piece was just gluing it all together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 times easier.
Yeah. But yeah, and then it worked out well doing the Khorne Daemons because as soon as pretty much you'd done it, Games Workshop released a detachment for Khorne Daemons. I was like, bingo, sound. And then they got battered in combat by Sisters of Battle. So that was embarrassing. If you want to go watch that game, Andy defeats Bloodletters in combat with Sisters of Battle tanks. So that didn't go very well. Just ran them over. Yeah, it was embarrassing.
I thought you played them against. You played them a couple of times.
Yeah, I went against Dave as well, and Dave was one-shotting all my stuff because he brought Canis Rex, and Canis Rex is he's banned off the channel. That model is absolutely insane. His rules. He's not coming back ever again. This is a Canis Rex free channel. Yeah, none of that nonsense. It was embarrassing. All 6 juggernauts dead in one shot in the turn 1. Yeah. First shot, boom, see you later. The whole squad's gone.
No, I love it about our this group of lads. I get that as well. It's somehow everyone's not got similar armies. You notice? It's just landed like that. So, you've got Nurgle and stuff like that. Obviously, I know you've got Iron Warriors, but there's not repeated.
No.
Even
our orcs and that are different.
Yeah, orcs are different.
Andy's got speed freaks. I've got goths. Then you've got beast snaggers and you've got bad moves, haven't you? So
it's weird how it's like landed like that. Everyone get this dynamic. Obviously, this is why like Rich.
It's how you apply to be my friend. You have to tell me what I'm Warriors, mate. Sorry. Sorry.
So I had to beg Richie for like months on end, even though I've known him for like 15, 20 years, whatever it is, you know.
What is it you're saying, mate? You've got armies.
I think go through like an application, like interview process and that.
Yeah, you're still on your probation, mate. Give another decade.
But so that's how it kind of started, the Khorne, innit? Obviously for a bit of dynamic battles for the viewers, you know, like...
Yeah, especially Demons are great for narrative stuff as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're like doing a planet that's under attack by a warp storm and to show that the planet's getting taken over more, but starting using more demons, or if you go into the warp, you know what I mean, then you in their territory then, you know what I mean? It's our town now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Demons are great for that. Really, really good. Really good for like having like, you know, chaos sorcerers or people trying to do, you know, demonic rituals and demons turning up. It's great.
I was really surprised how easy they were, to be fair. I think GW makes the army, the models look a lot more complicated to paint. So like, if you were thinking about doing them, you were looking at the GW pictures, you'd think, wow, it's like quite a lot of painting involved there. But like the way I did it, I thought I flew through them. Like, I literally didn't. Like,
yeah, well, you were messaging me a lot about before you painting them, like, I'm thinking about doing this, and then I was saying, like, don't overcomplicate it. Try that method, and you were like, oh, I'll just do this, and that'll get the metals done, and then I was like, right, yeah, just do the glow to make up for the simple metal. Yeah.
Flew through it.
Yeah, and they look great. And maybe one day they'll win again.
They're killing that at the minute, though, demons, aren't they?
Not when I'm using them. So we've come to the final leg.
Yeah.
This is not necessarily an army yet. This is what's coming and what you're working on.
Yeah, project.
So, what are you working on here? Who are these chaps?
These are my fallen Dark Angels. These are like, obviously I put like I'm doing like a lot more time and effort in painting these guys. This is just like more painting project for me. So originally I did like I did like 1,000 point list, but GW messed it, and now it's over 1,000 points. Obviously, it's not even painted yet. It's not even painted yet. The army's changing, so I'm gonna have to like remove a unit or something. But like this is exactly like this project is like the reason I got into like Warhammer is the list is basically just every model I want to paint. So it's like the new Terminators, these death. What are they called, knights? I can't remember what they're called.
Answers on the poster.
Knights. Deathwing Knights.
Deathwing Knights. That's right.
Deathwing Knights. So the Deathwing Knights, so like assault, jump intercessors, a repulse executioner, because I love it and never done it. It was like I got like the Azrael and the Belial, and I originally started and I painted them like a Deathwing, and I was like, wicked, yeah, it looked mint. And then I was just like, do you know what it is? Like, I didn't want it. It was too pristine. Do you know, too clean for my style. Yeah. So I remember obviously we were talking about and got into the idea of doing like falling, which allows me to like I haven't really like massively kitbashed them. I'm kind of just doing them so like, you know, like I'm not putting like super chaos bits on them. I'm doing them like subtle, like cursed, you know, like so skin tones a little bit out there. I've got them so they're obviously not maintaining the power armor, Terminator armor very well. Just made them look a little bit more cursed and that like touch of chaos without. So I'll probably play them as a Deathwing.
Yeah, it's just a Dark Angels army. That's you painted them as fallen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I had this cool idea, wasn't it, where the Lion, I'm thinking about using his data sheet and running him in the list. Yeah. But trying to do like a Luther kit bash. Yes. So like maybe, but like doing it subtle. Do you know what I mean? So using his model, but trying to like end it so he looks a bit more like Luther, and he's got some kind of like taint about him. Do you know what I mean? So like, and I think I'll like look mint for the channel. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll look cool.
Give him 2 swords.
Yeah, just cool. Well, I've got Azrael, so he's called, isn't he? Yeah. Azrael. I've got him at the minute, and I've give him like what's that like? It's like a what do you call the things on the chaos backs? Like this here.
Like a trophy rack.
A trophy rack. He's got like a chaos trophy rack on his back. And I've given him like 2 swords, so he just looks like badasses out. Yeah, and I'm currently like he's still like in the works getting painted. So like, and then obviously if you like, you can see Belial, I've done touches to him, but not a lot. You know, it's like the odd spikes and trying to make him look like a bit more demonic, you know. And that's kind of basically it. I'm kind of.
Well, you've done a fantastic job on the faces. Like when I was saying earlier about seeing the progression in your painting, the quality of how you've done the faces on these Dark Angels, your Fallen Angels, is fantastic. You've got all the depth and the colour on the eyes. And then because obviously you're doing them like the tainted, the fallen, the naughty boys, they've got, you know, really, really dark eyes, you know, to them. And
just nice little touches. This is more like, so like, I wouldn't recommend like anyone painting. I like, it'll take me a while to do these because I couldn't sit down and constantly paint like this. I like the freedom of like, so I was going to mention that listening to Infinite Divine made me want to start doing some Necrons.
Yeah.
So I've started doing them, and that's like super casual paint job. They look cool, but like the job, it's so like, just like it's such a breeze painting them, and it's fun. I'm doing like mega OSL green lights over them. But like these are like more like a side project when I'm just in the mood to like really knuckle down and do some good painting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I can like refer back to them, you know, because I think it's a bit of a grind. Sometimes it's just like you want to paint, but you just don't want to like. I don't want to put my magnifying glasses on and like try and do people's. Do you know what I mean? I just want to like get my dry brush out, try brush some stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is so. But I'm really happy with it.
There's a difference between painting to relax and then painting to like, you know, push your skills.
Yes.
Like I'm like that. Sometimes I can sit and paint. And I can just switch my brain off and just paint.
Yes.
No bother. But some things I'm like, no. If I want to paint you, I need to be switched on. You know what I mean?
Focus.
Yeah. I need to have it all planned out. Have
you seen like the videos where it's like on Instagram, it's like a dark pin on the Xbox or like PlayStation, and like the kid comes to the door and it's like realising what's valuable in life, and he gets up and he shuts the door in the kid's face. That's kind of like the mood I'm in when I'm painting them. I'm like, get away from me.
I'm doing the eyes.
And he's focusing.
Doing the fallen.
Well, like I'm painting like any other army, I'm like, jump on my knee, just like dry brush and just asking questions and all that. We don't know. Well, like these are like, lock the door. Get away from me. Hands are like shaking, like sweat coming down my face, trying to do the people's and that.
So when you eventually see the fallen in a game on the channel, you know what Joe's been through. You know the nights of concentration he's had to have to get to that point. But I can't wait to get them in a game, and I can't wait to set up like a cool narrative while it's fallen.
And I'll probably do like, obviously, so like this Belial kit passion, like Azrael, I'll do the exact same what we did with all the characters on the channel. I'll just leave them nameless and people can come up with like, because I think that's really good, getting people involved. I like Thrax, that like the Butcher Bastion, I think that's such a cool name.
It is.
Like, you know what I mean? So like the Belial kit passion, obviously I'll not claim as like Belial because Belial's not cursed and evil. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's probably righteous and that, isn't he? So like, I'll like get the guys on the channel to probably pick his name and stuff, and it just makes it a bit more fun for me as well.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see them, and I hope that people sort of enjoyed this style of video. I know I don't generally do battle reports, but I want to, going forward, I want to try and break that up. I always try to break it up by doing like 40k Sigma Middle Earth, but I'd like to also then break it up by doing like army showcase videos, terrain showcase, and then eventually I'd like to get into doing painting videos as well. I know you'd like to do that as well.
Yeah,
even if it's just showing like just a technique, how to do a glowy sword, how to do a rust or whatever. Do you know what I mean? If there's something on the models in the videos that you see that you like, I'd eventually like to be able to get showing them off and just get more different types of content out as well. Just
I had like a little crack at it, didn't I? With like swords like that, like style.
It's actually hard to film paint.
It's so hard. I said Richie like I started like this guy, didn't I? Yeah. And I was like, and then you're like, no, it's not working. I was like, right, I'll try and change it. And I jumped on like this guy, and I've tried his sword because like it'd be good to share like little things like especially that dry brush technique with the rust. I know like it's on that guy's Patreon. Patreon. But like doing a video for like people, well, as soon as I discovered it, I was like, wow, that's easy.
I actually started a terrain painting video, you know, but I bit off far more than I could chew.
Yeah.
I went fully overboard, and I was like, I'll paint an entire board's worth for the video instead of just doing one piece.
Well, we were like trying to focus on the reels, but maybe guys, like if the guys want like a 20-minute video of how to paint, like I don't know, like Richie's really good at his Iron Warrior, so his hazard stripes, paint like I don't know, like a Legionnaire or something.
Eventually,
you know what I mean?
Once I get it nailed down, how to actually properly put together and
it's hard, isn't it?
Stuff. It is.
It's hard,
With me, I need to see it like up here. I need to visualise like how it's going to go or like even just the gist. I need to like have it like built in my head slightly
like,
before I film it. I can't just start and then just start filming and then just wing it from that. I need to at least like sort of like, so us talking today, I had a vision of us talking like this, the models in front of us, and then I'll film them and put them over us talking. That seems to me like a good idea to do, and
100%.
obviously we've done it now, but when it comes to the painting, I'm still not quite, I haven't got my,
I don't know how they get
these in a row.
These setups as well. Some of them like painters, like colour paint,
yeah,
their setup. I don't know what their setup, but it's unreal. Like the way they've got it, like
plus
bird's eye.
Plus, like my painting area that I actually paint in is complete madness.
Oh, it's horrific.
So
absolutely horrific.
Like,
gives me anxiety. Just over there, it's like it's catastrophic. Honestly, like.
But I know where everything is.
You imagine like how you imagine if I had like all my paints on a table, right? And I would put like in my house, I've got them all colour coded. So like I've got like browns to greens and blues and stuff like that. So when I paint, I go, oh yeah, I need a blue. Richie must just get a bin bag and just pour them all in the bin bag, like, and then just like hoist them on the floor, because like there's just like paint everywhere.
But I know where they all are. But that's no good for doing a video, because I can't do a painting video and go, alright, what you need to do, guys, is have 85 paint pots just on top of each other here, and know exactly where they all are, and painting on an upside down saucer with models balancing on your paint pots and stuff. It's just an absolute scrambled mess. So like when I have to do if I come to do a video, I've got to be like pretend that I'm super neat.
Oh yeah, that's
super neat and tidy. Like,
super like clean cut.
Oh, look
brand new brush. And
brand new brushes and all that. Look at all that clean work set. There's one model with the right paint pots. And then like just off the camera, it's just like paint mountains of paints up against the walls and that, and Dave tied up in the corner. But yeah, hopefully people enjoyed this video. If you do, let me know. If there's anything else you want to see, like we've got so many armies, haven't we? And we can do more videos like this or paint videos. Let me know. Joe, I enjoyed this.
It was class. It was really good.
It was a good crack.
Yeah.
Not stressing out over
it.
It's
the first time we've done it, so
be
gentle.
Be gentle, senpai. It was our first time. But yeah, like and subscribe, drop a comment, do all those algorithmy things, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.